2021 has been the most successful year for my channel, and the biggest factor to that success is Disney Plus original shows that I started making videos on. In this year, I made videos on 22 different shows, including short film series. I started from WandaVision and went all the way to Hawkeye, and what a great journey it was. And now I'm going to talk about my highlights of that journey, my top 10 shows of 2021. Which is just the top 10 shows that I reviewed in 2021, because I didn't watch any of the shows. At number 10 is What If. The nature of the What If show lends itself to people feeling pretty mixed on it. I personally only really liked half of the episodes, and the others I thought were alright, but I did really love the end, where all the episodes connected and the characters joined together to fight the big villain, Infinity Ultron, who is a great villain, by the way, just because of his smashing style. I mean, Infinity Stones on the chest? Perfection. Come on, Thanos. Infinity Stones on a glove. Which do you think looks better? This or this? In comparison, Infinity Ultron style slices Thanos's in half. But seriously though, Infinity Ultron took a bite out of a galaxy like it was a cookie. That's how you create an intimidating villain. And that fight with him and the Watcher was so cool, with the cool effects, traveling through the multiverse, the canonization of Star Wars in the MCU. Yeah, that planet looks just like Mustafar, and the tower in the back way yonder looks just like Vader's tower.
Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
One of the main reasons that this show is so low on the list is the villains. They didn't really feel like a real threat throughout most of the show, and their end goal was also pretty unclear for most of the show. Like, at the start of the show, they didn't really do much. Like, in the first episode, all they did was rob a bank, and it seemed like the only reason Sam really went after them was because it seemed like they were super soldiers. Like, imagine how that first call in the first episode between Sam and Torres would have went if they weren't super soldiers. Hey Sam, so I was checking out those Flag Smasher people I was talking to you about earlier, and well, they robbed the bank. So, well, I thought we should deal with them. Man, I thought Thanos. Maybe we should let the police deal with bank robberies. Oh yeah, and also they're super soldiers. What? Should have started with super soldier. I'm kidding. Just kidding. But the villains aside, now let's talk about some of the positives. They brought a few characters back from other movies in the show, and I think the best by far was Zemo. The great thing about Zemo is that he's not particularly powerful, but he is very smart. He's a master manipulator, and a show that deals with super soldiers coming back is a great place to bring him back, because his main thing is getting rid of superpowered individuals. Some of the other characters that they did bring back weren't as great, though. Ao and the Dora Milaje were a nice touch, but other than that, we got Sharon and Batroc. Batroc was pretty pointless. You could have totally removed him from the story, and not much would change. And Sharon, well, she was a bit of an obvious reveal for a lot of people. But a new character that they didn't introduce in the show was John Walker. John Walker was the perfect anti-hero. He ultimately was trying to do good, but he failed, showing that Sam is really the best person to be Captain America. That's right, I went from number 9 to number 1. No one can stop me, because it's my video, so deal with it. The main reason Monsters at Work is at number 1 is views, baby! I got so many views on my Monsters at Work videos, and now I'm rolling in that cash money! This is Monopoly money. I don't actually get any YouTube money. But my Monsters at Work did get a lot of views, so that's cool. Oh yeah, by the way, Monsters at Work is actually number 8. But still a pretty good show. The world of Monsters, Inc. is pretty cool and did a really great job of further exploring it in really creative ways. in this show. Some of the episodes near the end of the show didn't feel like they had quite as much as the fun charm of the first half of the show, and they did get kind of repetitive with Tyler getting in trouble while dealing with doors for 3 episodes in a row. But still a pretty fun show. And number 7 is JK at Dry Bar. And some of you may be thinking, is that one of those abbreviation things those Gen Z folk came up with? And no, it's not. It's a real show, and I'll explain to you what it is. So it's a sketch comedy show by a group called JK Studios. Now, this group, 8 months earlier, used to upload videos on YouTube every week, and I'd watch them right when they released, and it was really fun, like a party. But that party had to end for JK Studios to make a certain show that I'll talk about later. But the party came back sooner than expected with JK at Dry Bar. And it was a super fun party that had my favorite comedians, fun sketches, lots of laughs, and Skittles. That I had to get myself, but still nonetheless added to the fun of the party. But after a little while, that party had to end to come back at an indeterminate day. Party? Where? Oh, no. The party's over. And it wasn't really a real party, it was more of a metaphorical party. Aww. And number 6 is Turner and Hooch. Big strength of the show is that it's really great at balancing its subplots. It has 3 main subplots, and one is usually the main focus, which is Scott's police missions. But they do really well. They do really well with intertwining the other 2 into the usual main focus of each episode. And yeah, I think they're just really good at balancing it. And all the characters are great, and they play off of each other in the right ways, I think. I do think the ending felt kind of abrupt, and the villain, who we were building up to finding who they were from the start of the show, felt pretty generic. Just, your generic villain that cares about the money and all that kind of stuff. But there were dogs, and dogs are cool. I was considering doing a cutoff with a dog, but I don't have a dog. I don't even have any pets because I think it'd be a lot of work and I wouldn't really like it. So yeah. Hawkeye is a kind of slow show in terms of the Marvel Disney Plus shows go. They focused a lot more on the characters, and I think they did really well with that, with focusing more on the character development, and got to see Elena again in the show. Kind of freaked out when she first appeared, not gonna lie. Let's go! Let's go! I really loved her silly and fun energy, and she had a really great dynamic with Kate Bishop. And yeah, I mean, I think they'd be a great team one day, fighting crime or aliens or whatever's next for the MCU. A Disney Plus show starring them too would be pretty great. At number 4 is The Mighty Ducks Game Changers. I think the show is a really great show about teamwork and all that, and I think in terms of teamwork stories go, this is a pretty good one. It did have some of those sports story cliches that we see in so many sports movies, but other than that, I think it was great from start to finish, and it gave me everything I wanted from the show. At number 3 is Loki. Loki is a very interesting show. I think the dialogue was really well done, especially the dialogue between Loki and Mobius. And we got to see Kang in the show, who also had very captivating dialogue. I think that's kind of the show's thing. And the music was very memorable. Maybe even the most memorable original music from the Disney Plus original shows. Maybe besides The Mandalorian. But, Loki's is really good. It's now officially my sad theme song. Oh, hey, I kinda sorta ate all your skills. Sorry. Why? No more Skittles. And I'm really interested to see where Loki season 2 goes with where they left off season 1. At number 2 is WandaVision. WandaVision is a really weird and wacky idea, and it's not the regular for the MCU. And I think that turns some people off on the show because they weren't interested in black and white sitcoms, and I've heard that complaint so many times now, and it's kind of getting annoying. It's not all black and white sitcoms. It's not even sitcoms. It's an interesting story that's intriguing and has a lot of mystery and it's going to make you think, oh, what's going on all the time? And, it's fun to feel that way. And you should also probably lower your expectation for the finale because it's not this crazy, super crazy thing with a bunch of cameos and weird, crazy stuff happening all the time. It's a nice completion to Wanda's character arc. It wasn't perfect. Did have some disappointments, a lot of CGI, and philosophy. I actually really like that part. And a great thing about WandaVision, especially for the first time watching it, was the mystery around it. I was super excited for the next episode and to see what's going to happen next. Like, more excited than I've ever been to see the next episode of a show. And though it didn't live up to my super high expectations, I still really loved it. It was still a really great journey and a great show overall. The party is back on! And it went on stronger than ever with the crazy, fun-filled adventures of Video Production Company. The second season of Freelancers is filled with jokes and energy and crazy characters, and at the core of it is these 5 friends. The writers do a really good job with staying consistent with their established personalities and using their personalities in fun ways and situations they get into. And they just really feel like 5 friends who have been through a lot together and know a lot about each other and always stay together despite whatever terrible situations they get in. So that's it for this video. Tell me in the comment section down below what are your top 10 shows of 2021, and thanks for watching, and goodbye.